Little redemption on this Europa. I don't know what key Europa's in. I'm sorry. Keys don't mean anything to me. I'm a bass player. But if I were to just play it sitting down like this, I'd probably do something like this. If someone said Europa, and I'd go. Something like that. One of my unusual basses is this bass recently acquired from a good friend of myself and Dovydas. His name is Michael Breedlove. And here's his insignia here. He has a distribution company that is distributing affordable parts to build guitars with. As you can see, this is a cigar box. It held 100 cigars a long time ago, I don't know when, but it comes from Nicaragua, and it has Havana cigars, and I can't read upside down. Anyway, some really good cigars went in here, 100 of them. Well, he told me he would make me a bass if he could ever find a box big enough, so to fit my ego, I guess. Anyway, this bass has a peg, and the peg is actually a pool cue. It's a very, very fun bass to play. I'm still experimenting around with it, and you will be seeing some crazy things. As a matter of fact, if you watch one of the videos, you'll see the day after I got this bass, I went and showed it to Dovydas at a gig he was doing, and I had a brand new distortion pedal. Somebody said, "Can you do Europa?" And Dovydas went, "Europa?" And I went, "Ooh." And I hit the distortion button, and I played Europa, just joking around, not realizing that I was going to have to show him the whole entire song, the chords, which I've never, ever in my life had to think about. And so you'll see me flubbing around with this bass, which again, I had only played maybe once or twice, actually played songs on, and it's pretty funny, but very popular, as are most of Dovydas's videos. So glad that I could have been part of it. And for those of you that didn't think the bass sounded that good, I agree with you 100%. But I will show you otherwise on this channel. You won't hear anything that doesn't sound good to me. As you can see, this kind of looks like a weird looking bass guitar. And it could be, because I can play it like a bass guitar if I wanted to, but I don't know. Sometimes I like to play it like an upright. But in this case, we're going to make it an upright. So just put this little thing in. Just take a second here. Whoop. Boy, that's a pretty long pole there. Yeah, that's what people say, because the typical bass peg is a lot shorter than this one. But I don't know. I think I need a longer one. And as you could have seen on that Europa video, it was definitely too short. I don't think I can play after that. Get a cramp. All right, but I'll sit down and play it kind of like a cello. So, first thing to play an upright bass is it has to be the right height. The bass, the F on the bass should be right here. And as you can see, it's that far up, so that means I have to do this. All right, so compromising position, or I can do this, or I can do this, or I can do this. All right, I like this one the best. So here we go. Now let's see who's playing it sitting down. Hopefully it sounds good. I like to play funk. So first of all, the scale is off. This is where I like to have my octave. It's right about here. Right about there. That's where I like it. So it just feels a little unusual for me. Anyway. The unusual thing about this neck, most necks are spun on I don't know, this machine, what is it, a lathe, I think they call it. And they spin them pretty quick. They have a machine that just goes down like this, and then they cut the neck in half, put a fingerboard on it, and pop it out in about, I don't know, 20 minutes. This neck was laminated piece of wood, hand carved. And this was done by G.S. Monroe of Lakeland, Florida. He builds custom folk guitars. And there's no truss rod in this neck, which he says that because it's a carved neck, you don't need a truss rod. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, I do have a carved upright bass, which I will be showing you in a minute. But yeah, this is a carved neck, and put a lot of time into this. And anyway, and the fingerboard's kind of got a little bit of a curve to it, so it's kind of strange to play. It's sort of like an electric upright bass, which is not really like an upright bass. It's electric upright is more like an electric bass, but you play it upright. So this is and it's cool. This bass has a piezo pickup here, and then it's got a humbucker, which is two 750 whatevers. That's what he calls them. Two 750s run together, and then they've got a piece of phenolic material over them. And I have maybe a few decades playing fretless bass, including with the Ringling Circus, which I was fortunate enough to do for 2 years out on the road about 12 years ago, and so I got pretty good at fretless. There we go. I get into my Europa mode again. Still don't know the bass quite well enough to play that. Anyway, come back and see me. You'll have fun with this.